But what about technology? Like, what if the computers get really like smart?
That's what I was thinking.
Like quantum computers solving
I heard
algorithms.
of quantum. Did you see that the thread on Reddit about quantum computers?
No, but I know what they are.
They said that is going to endanger the entire financial system because eventually they're going to create these computers that are able to hack into anything in hours. That would normally now would take like 10,000 years. Because the progress they're making on these computers right now is just, like you said, parabolic.
Yeah.
So could that potentially speed up the process or be a threat to Bitcoin?
Well, it won't speed up the process of Bitcoin mining because that's based upon hash rate difficulty, basically. So the more people that mine and the faster it goes, that's another one of the beautiful things about Bitcoin, the difficulty adjusts. So the difficulty would just get much, much harder. It doesn't matter how fast the computers are, they can't mine them any faster. But when it comes to technology and quantum computing, this is what I'll tell people, is this a concern? Yeah, down the road, it definitely is. Right now, is it a concern? No. And so obviously, when you look 30 years down the road, it could possibly be. But who knows we might all be living on Mars in 30 years. You know, we have no idea about the what ifs. Bitcoin can become more secure. It would take the consensus of more than half of the miners, which is the Bitcoin network's so big, that would be so difficult. But if the life of Bitcoin was on the line, I'm sure they could get consensus to increase the encryption to make it harder. Quantum computers, they have to be stored in like absolute zero. Do you know that?
No,
that's one of the craziest things.
To be like stored in.
They have to be to work on the cellular level. They have to get to. They have to be stored in like absolute zero temperatures. It's not feasible. I think there's only 12 or 13 of them in the world, and they're all at like universities. So this is not something that a hacker can just go get and make. Now
we got to get one to edit the videos.
I'm down. Yeah.
Second channel.
Multicam. Splitting. We need that.
Just underground.
Yeah.
That's cool. It'll also be really cool when like it grows a hand and implants you into the matrix. It'll be like nuts,
There we go.
One day.
One day. So yeah, the quantum computing is a concern down the road. But to me right now, like you said, it's more of a concern about the future of mankind when we're starting to use all these computers and the entire financial system. One of the things I hear a lot of people say, a lot of novice people that get into Bitcoin, they say something like, well, like, what if we get hit by an electromagnetic pulse and, there's no power? How are you going to get to your Bitcoin? Well, the cool thing is, when you can get back to it, it'll still be there. Mm-hmm. But if there's an electromagnetic pulse that hits the United States and nobody has power, your Bitcoin's not going to be your concern. You certainly won't have access to your ATM. You certainly won't have access to your money in the bank account. So it's actually, that won't be guaranteed to be there when you get back. But because of blockchain, when you get power back, like the Bitcoin would actually be there. The point is, we would have much larger concerns if that happened. Same thing with quantum computing. Like you said, the entire financial system could be turned on its head. Now, the dangerous thing would be if like North Korea got access to a quantum computer or, some kind of rogue state, then we might could start having some of these conversations.